Hello champions, this is Miss Tilly talking to you about metamorphic rocks. Remember that metamorphic rocks are rocks that form due to extreme heat and pressure. They're rocks that originated as either igneous, sedimentary, or other metamorphic rocks, but they change over time due to extreme heat and pressure or actually chemical reactions. When we talk about metamorphic rocks, we talk about their texture. Is it a foliated metamorphic rock or a non-foliated metamorphic rock? Foliated means that the minerals in that metamorphic rock melt and rearrange into parallel layers. This right here is an example of a foliated metamorphic rock. You can kind of see that layering there. You see how you have like dark and light kind of alternating? That is a foliated metamorphic rock. Non-foliated metamorphic rocks, the minerals will melt and rearrange without layering. This right here, an example of a non-foliated metamorphic rock. This rock has changed over time due to extreme heat and pressure, but the minerals didn't melt and rearrange into layers. Metamorphic rocks often form at convergent plate boundaries, like subduction zones, where there's extreme heat and pressure. Remember, at those convergent plate boundaries, sometimes oceanic crust that is denser can sink underneath continental crust that is less dense. That process of subduction causes extreme heat and pressure to build up, and that can change rocks into different types of rocks. It can change like an igneous rock into a metamorphic rock. Now, if there's even more heat and pressure, that rock can totally melt into magma. But metamorphic rocks are rocks where the minerals have melted and rearranged, but they don't totally melt to form magma. So terms like slate, schist, and gneiss are not really specific rocks. We learned that from our worksheet yesterday, the Google Form worksheet, or maybe you did on Google Doc. If you haven't done that yet, please go back and do that because it kind of explains this a little bit more. So terms like slate, schist, and gneiss relate more to levels of change or textures rather than specific rocks. I'm going to show you some examples of each one of those, but they do have different mineral compositions to them. They have a little bit different makeup, but we call them slate, or we call them schist, or we call them gneiss due to their level of metamorphism. So slate, schist, and gneiss are all examples of foliated rocks. You will be able to see those parallel layers that have formed where the minerals have melted and rearranged. So this right here are some examples of gneiss. They can originate from different igneous and sedimentary rocks, and actually metamorphic rocks, because it can originate from things like shale. It can originate from slate, can originate from different types of schist also. So these are examples of gneiss. They can also originate from granite. So this is granite, which is an igneous rock, and this is gneiss, which is a metamorphic rock. You see how they look sort of similar, but not quite the same? Well, this rock has undergone extreme heat and pressure, and the minerals have melted and rearranged into layers. This is an example of some schist right there. A lot of these are examples of mica schist. You can see that flecks of little kind of shininess there. That's mica. I don't know if you remember, but mica is a mineral that almost looks like shiny plastic. It's real flaky, but that's the example of mica schist. You can kind of see that layering in some of these rocks. This rock right here, I don't know if you can see that in focus very well, that is actually garnet schist. And those little crystals that you see are garnets. Garnet is actually a gemstone. This rock isn't really worth much because they're really small garnets, but those are actually gemstones that you see kind of layered into this piece of garnet schist. This rock is called slate, and it looks very similar to our sedimentary rock, shale, because it can originate from shale. Due to extreme heat and pressure, shale can change to form slate, a metamorphic rock. So you can kind of see that layering there, and those are examples of slate. Now, some examples of non-foliated metamorphic rocks, rocks that have the minerals that melt and rearrange but don't form layers, are marble. This rock right here is marble. Now, there's different colors of marble based on minerals that are in it. There's one that's called serpentine marble, which is greenish. I don't have any samples of that here at home, but we do have some of that in our kits at school. And it would just look similar to this, except for it have kind of a darker green kind of color to it. Now, marble can actually originate from limestone, which is a sedimentary rock. So you see how they look similar? Well, when limestone undergoes extreme heat and pressure, it can form marble. Another example is quartzite. These are examples of quartzite right there. And quartzite can originate from the sedimentary rock sandstone. This right here is sandstone. You see how the quartzite almost looks like, I don't know, it almost looks like sandstone that's been kind of melted a little bit more maybe. So this quartzite can form from sandstone that's undergone extreme heat and pressure. So quartzite, marble, non-foliated. I don't see any layers there. Do you? Nope. Things like slate, schist, and gneiss are all foliated metamorphic rocks. And terms like slate, schist, and gneiss deal with levels of metamorphism more so than a specific type of rock. Thanks for listening. If you need more help, take a look at your notes and the worksheet from yesterday. You can always email me for help too. Hope you're having a great week and a great day. And go out and find you some rocks, right?